So if I want to assess the students based on a rubric I've already created, then I'm going to press Assessments. Now I've already created a rubric in K6 Ninja. So I'm going to just add an assessment based on that rubric. So I press the plus button at the top to add new assessment, and it's a rubric or a continuum at the bottom, and it's select a rubric I've previously created. So now it says select the rubric you would like to use by pressing the expand arrow next to the rubric title. So I press OK. Now I only have two rubrics created so far. One's a right traits and the other is a little habitats one. So I'm going to use the right traits one this time. So I'm going to press the expand arrow beside it. And this basically says, hey, is this the one I really want to select? If it is, press select this rubric, the green button at the top. Otherwise, go back to the rubric list. So I'm going to press OK. Now, this is the one I want. So I'm going to, and I notice that organization there is empty, but I'm going to press select this rubric. So I now have to create the assessment based on this rubric. So I'm just going to call it maybe the maybe fairy tales. Maybe we're working on some genres, fairy tales, and subject is language arts, and the value, I can put a value in or just leave it out. And right now there's no select students selected on the side over here. There's no X's by anyone, so I want to select them all. So I press the toggle button at the top and it selects them all, and then I go on to next to the rating scale. So I'm going to give it a 3-point rating, and I'm going to submit. So now it creates my assessment, fairy tales. Here's all my students. And this is just really, again, the list form. There's no rubric here. I don't see a rubric to use. So to see the rubric for each student, I press the expand button beside their name. This is just a quick way to kind of go to students. And once you go to the student you want, you press the expand button or arrow beside their name, and you'll see their name at the top there, student Anita Bath, and this is the rubric right here. So there's the evidence here, and there's 4 pieces of evidence allowed for this one instead of 1. And that's just because maybe it's this writing piece, I want to take a picture of some of the writing that they've done for it, and maybe there's more than 1 page. So there's opportunity to have 4 pages, a photo of 4 pages. And I thought really more than that, you don't need more than that for an assessment. 4 pages is enough. So I might press the plus arrow and use a camera to take a picture, or do a video or audio or whatever it is. So I'm going to leave, I'm not going to use any evidence for this right now, but I'm just going to go down here and I'm just going to say for ideas, maybe they were at the early level. So I just press or tap on the early square there. Organization, let's say they were early as well. Voice, let's say they were way up here in emergent, so they were down low. They didn't use much voice, but maybe word choice, they were transitional, and I kind of just keep going down and selecting where they are. So if I look at this, I'd say kind of overall they're really at the early level, and so for a rating, I'm just going to say they're on their way, if that's appropriate for this level, for this grade. And then again, you put a comment in or whatever else you want. So I'm done with this student. I want to go back and do the next student, assess the next student's writing. I'm going to press shrink. And I'm going to go to the next student that I want to assess. So maybe it's I leaned over, press the arrow beside her, and again go down and select just by tapping on the ones you want. Now if I tap one by mistake, I just tap on it again and it gets rid of it. So there we go. And I'm going to say maybe this one, I'll just show you, let's say they got it. And then I'm going to go shrink again. And so again, this list view allows me to see quickly like who has it and who doesn't. So when it's done, I can really sort these students and see who needs extra work. All right.